Hey NG Nation, it's Bob here at the WM Phoenix Open, here at the Nike Tour van. Get to head inside in just a minute here and talk with the guys about what's new for 2013. Mainly that's the VRS Covert line. And so they got the brand new 2013 Tour van here, all decked out with the new 2013 graphics, VRS Covert. So van's looking sharp, and we're going to head inside and chat with the guys about VRS Covert. All right, NG Nation. Hey, it's Bob here, and I'm in the Nike Golf Tour van. I'm here talking with Rob Burbick. He's going to give us the VRS Covert from the tour player perspective, from the athlete perspective. So, Rob, why don't you tell us about what the guys are playing and what they're into now?
Well, you know, every year at this time we're pretty much working with a new driver. That seems to be the way of the world right now. So it's always exciting, you know, each year to work with the guys, and you know, we've been working together on this project for a long time. They've hit a lot of prototypes, so now, you know, when you get under the gun and you're in tournament competition, you know, maybe things change a little bit. You have a couple of bad weeks, you hit a couple of funny drives, and guys are back in here looking for a new driver. Whether it's, you know, better, worse, whatever it is, it's just different. So a lot of what we do out here with the guys is just make sure that they're dialed in. Obviously, you know, the Flex Loft makes it really, really simple. Being able to change shafts in and out is so huge for us on tour. Makes everything so much quicker. Just to make some little changes and get a guy driving it better or feeling better about the club.
Cool. Now, do you see guys really fiddling with the loft and the face angle, or are they pretty set in what they do, or do they kind of switch around?
Well, early on, yeah, we definitely move the positions around. You know, every head is kind of a snowflake, so you know, certain ones look a certain way, sit a certain way. That's one of the things that's fun to do with these guys on tour, because over the years that I've worked with them, I kind of get to know their preferences, or say, oh, Carl Peterson's going to like the look of this one, or oh, Johnny Vegas is going to like this one. So, you know, pulling that when I've got a drawer full of heads, which you see are dwindling right now this week, it's time to restock. You know, I can sort of pull one that I know is going to work to their preference. And again, with the Flex Loft sleeve, the adjustability is very, very simple. And it makes our job that much easier to really dial in that ball flight and get the ball launching where the player wants to see it. But once they get it into the position that makes them feel comfortable, they're probably going to leave it there. They wouldn't move it like from week to week or any of that kind of stuff.
Okay, sounds good. And how about the mix between players who are playing the tour version and the performance version? Are most in the tour, or what's the mix?
You know, we really ended up about 50-50. The two drivers create two different types of ball flights. You know, the tour head has this smaller dimension. If you look at the dimension from the leading edge to the back of the cavity, you see the performance is a little wider than the tour. So the performance, that's going to pull the center of gravity back, launch the ball a little higher, make it spin a little better. So that's kind of individual for each player. You know, certain guys actually need more spin to hold the golf ball in the air. Also, why it's really important to have two different types of heads, so that you can dial that in. Some people don't spin the ball enough. Even tour players don't spin the ball enough. The right amount of spin for your ball speed and your launch characteristic is absolutely key. That's where we normally find some distance. So having both those two heads and those different types of flight capacity just makes it that much easier to get the guys where they launching the ball where they want to.
Yeah, awesome. And how about the fairway woods, hybrids? Who's using what in that realm?
We're actually I think Jonathan Vegas is going to put in Covert Tour fairway wood this week. Nick Watney has some of the Covert Tour fairway woods in. The big thing we've been working with mostly is drivers, so the fairway woods will be coming soon. The Tour hybrid has been real popular. Torben Olesen, who's a new sign for us in Europe, loves the adjustable. They seem to have more hybrid players on our European staff. I don't know if it's just Europe in general or just our European staff. We don't have too many guys that really use a hybrid, but you never know. As time goes along and they keep making golf courses longer, the guys could be coming in and looking, you know, to fill a certain gap in their bag.
Yeah, perfect. So mostly the driver. And how about this week? Who's out in the field and who's working with what?
Well, we've done a couple drivers for Johnny Vegas this week. The other guys are in pretty good shape. We just got Carl Peterson settled real nice in Bob Hope. I've got to build him a backup. Or the artist formerly known as Bob Hope, excuse me, the Humana Challenge by Bill Clinton, etc. So yeah, we're working with getting a backup in for Carl. The guys are pretty well set right now. There's still a couple guys that we need to work with. Russell Henley, obviously, came out of the box, guns blazing. He had a covert driver that he was real close to using, but there's something to be said for that comfortable, and obviously it worked out well for Russell. So it's sometimes a good thing and sometimes a bad thing to win with that particular driver. For some people, it makes it more difficult. For other guys, it's like, okay, now I'm good. I've got my status set, so now we can mess with the driver. You just have to kind of play it individually. So in Russell's case, he's happy, he's comfortable, and we'll continue working with him. I'm sure we'll have him in a covert real soon.
Yeah, nice. And finally, there's some celebrity athletes in the field this week, right?
Yeah. Actually, Ken Griffey Jr., who's a longtime Nike athlete and a really, really nice guy, is playing in the Pro-Am this week, and he was in here in the van yesterday afternoon working. So he's got the covert in play. That's another important athlete that has it in play. He's been down to the oven a couple times, just torn up with golf, just loves it. So it's always fun for us too when those other sport type of athletes are here. Derek Anderson, also quarterback that lives in this area and also just loves to play golf. So DA hung out here for a little while and just kind of brought us donuts and just kind of hung out, and he just loves golf just like the rest of you guys do. So he just wants to see what we're building in here. Yeah,
nice. And I saw Griffey down at the PGA show demo day, and it looks like he left you a nice souvenir over there, did he? Or?
Yeah, he had one covert head, and we sent in a couple more. Obviously, he's a left-handed player. We don't have any left-handed players on our staff out here on tour, so we don't have that many heads to work with, and just dialing a couple things in. That's all. Just like a tour player.
All right, very cool. Well, thanks, Rob. Thanks for the lowdown on the VRS Covert, and that's coming out this week, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be introduced worldwide this week. Threat identified, and we're looking forward to seeing a lot of them in the stores, and then a lot of them not in the stores anymore.
Very cool. Well, thanks, Rob. Thanks for your time.
You got it.
Talk to you later.
Thanks.
Bye.